I went shopping on the Arduino online store, and this is my haul. So I'm going to have some projects for each one of these boards, but I figured you might want to come along to see what I do with my brand new boards when I just get them in to make sure they're working properly. I'm pretty sure they will be working because, these are all legitimate Arduino boards from a legitimate source. But let's see what the unboxing process is like, what these legit Arduinos are. Usually we have some clone Arduinos. And let's have a little play. First one up is this one here. This is the brand new for me, Arduino R4 Wi-Fi. So this is the big boy. This is the one that prompted the purchases because I don't have one of these yet, clone or otherwise, in my arsenal. So I figured, oh, it comes with a little plastic base. Oh, well, that's fancy. Now, these are quite expensive. I'll post the price on the bottom there. So they're not cheap, that's for sure, but you are getting the legit product. So what do you get for your money? Well, first of all, I love the fact that it's written on the side of the pin headers, what the functions are, and it's written on both sides. So that is neat. Now, the clone boards typically have sort of holes here so you can add your mail headers if you want, but this does not have that. This is not an Atmel chip, I'm pretty sure. It is R7A4MI. I have no idea what chip this is. Probably says on here. Yeah. Gobbledygook. I have no idea what that is, but also has a ESP32S3 Mini, which I believe only handles Wi-Fi. Not sure about that, but I think so. Let's see the specs here. 48 megahertz clock, quite a bit faster, as Wi-Fi and Bluetooth LE, probably from the ESP. 32 kilobytes of RAM, 256 kilobytes of code flash, and then 8 kilobytes of data flash, whatever that means. UART, I2C, SPI, CAN bus. Oh, it does CAN bus. That's nice. 5-volt operating voltage, 624 volts in, 14 digital pins, 6 analog pins, 6 PWM, 1 DAC. And it has a LED matrix on it and some quick connectors, or one quick connector. And yeah, it's the same form factor as the old Uno. What is this? Oh, some sheet, stickers. Everybody likes stickers. And thank you for choosing an Arduino board and supporting the community. Yeah, that was the big deal here. I did want to support the community. Cool stuff. All right. Without further ado, let's plug it in and see what it comes with by default. Do you see that? The LED matrix. Oh, there's a heart. Does it mean it loves me? Is that all it does? Yeah. Oh, and there's a blinky going on. So we got a yellow LED blinky. We got a green LED for indicating power on, which is good. And yeah, just keeps that heart on the matrix. Now we're going to unbox all the rest of the stuff, but I'm sure that the Arduino IDE will have some, example code to make this matrix do stuff. If not, I'm sure GitHub will have something. But that's all you get for the Arduino R4 Wi-Fi. Let's move on. All right, I went browsing on the examples for the Arduino Uno R4, and I found something that should be interesting as long as it works. Now, heads up, I had to update my boards and my libraries before plugging this in. So if you are excited to play with your Arduino Uno, make sure you run all your updates first, or else you'll be waiting a little bit. Here we go. I'm going to plug this in 3, 2, 1. What do we got? You see that? Now my studio lights are swamping it, but you should be able to see it just barely. This is Conway's Game of Life running on the LED matrix. Now I have to say, It is quite a bit nicer in a darkened room. This is a little hard to see over my studio lights, but it does look pretty cool. And the inclusion of an LED matrix sort of like opens up lots of possibilities for all sorts of things. I just wonder, like, are they being accessed by the chip directly? Like, are they all pin linked to the chip? When you use digital outputs, do some of these turn on? I don't know. That's not a question for this video, though. Next one up is the R4 Minima. This is a cheaper version. It does not have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. It has the same R7F. This doesn't roll off the tongue like the Atmel ones did. 48 megahertz, 32 kilobytes of RAM. So it's essentially the same. All the specs here are the same, except it doesn't have the ESP built into it. Oh, look, there's a little love heart there. How cute. Which side did we open the other one? Oh, we opened it from the bottom. Let's open from the bottom again. Oh, comes in a plastic tray as well. Look at that. So yeah, essentially the same thing, right? There's not much difference between these two, but there's no ESP, right? So you get pretty much the same thing. No LED matrix, no ESP. So I would actually, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I would actually have preferred if this one kept the Wi-Fi and just got rid of the LED matrix. I know the LED matrix isn't a big part of the cost, but let's be honest, they are not pricing this based on cost. They're pricing it based on like differentiation. They made a cheaper version to be cheaper, not because it costs half as much to make. So I think I would have really liked to have kept Wi-Fi, but removed all the other superfluous things. Look, there's not even a quick connector on here. So that is actually interesting. I think I would just go for this one personally. I don't need the LED matrix. So that's cool for like learning stuff. But I think I really wish they would have kept the Wi-Fi on here. That's why everyone is switching to ESP chips, because they have Wi-Fi built in. And IoT is like a big area of interest still to this day. So yeah, this one is a little bit more disappointing, but let's plug it in and see what it comes with. I mean, it should just have Blinky. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so the on LED is on a different position. This one was up here. This one is over here. There's a weird SWT. There's a weird connector here that we don't have on here. But we don't have the quick. That's interesting. So we do have the power handling because you can still use a barrel jack, right? Standard barrel jack. And this one has a little Blinky. Interesting. As far as silk screening, there's quite a bit less on it as well. Open source is love. Yeah, it's just different. All right. But it still comes with a plastic holder, which is also an interesting choice. All right, for the R4 Minima, I do have a comment. When you go look at the examples, it says the examples specifically for the R4 Minima, you get all of the examples for the R4 Wi-Fi as well. So that means you can upload the Game of Life to this, and the Arduino IDE tells you that it is for this board, but it is not. Obviously, you don't have the matrix on there. Also, there are examples for testing out the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on this board, which when you select the Minima without Wi-Fi, it still says that it is for this board. So that's a little bit of an oversight for Arduino, and I'd love for them to fix that to when you have the Minima, the non-Wi-Fi selected on your board manager, that the examples would be changed to reflect that. But aside from that, I have a servo example plugged in, just a sweep. So here we go, plug in the Arduino, and immediately it boots up, and we've got our servo sweep. So there we go. No hassles. Next one up is this one, the Uno R3. I figured, since I probably have a dozen clones of these, I figured I would pick up a real one. So then maybe we can make a comparison video later on to see what's the deal, what's the difference. Oh, I did not expect that. It also comes on a plastic base. Did they all come on the plastic base? I didn't know they had all a plastic base. Is this a new thing? Someone who bought an original one, like 10 years ago, let me know. But this one has the Atmel ATmega 328p in chip form on the socket. That is a really cool aspect of it. It has the real, I assume, FTDI chip for USB. No, it has an Arduino, an Atmel chip for USB. It has the Atmel Mega 16 U2. Did they drop the FTDI for the R3? I thought that was a big deal that the R3 uses FTDI, and even legit ones were being bricked by FTDI. Interesting. I also have to go get a printer port cable to plug this one in. So that's kind of like the downside of the R3. I kind of bought this one just to support, and maybe I'll give it away to someone. But I just noticed that these plastic carriers, they interlock. Am I crazy? Maybe they don't. Okay, it does interlock. Yeah, look at that. It interlocks. Huh. They have a weird notch on the bottom side that doesn't quite interlock. But these definitely interlock. Huh. Let me go get a printer cable to plug this one in. So for the classic R3, you just saw the LED come on. I was a little bit concerned why the LED on pin 13 was coming on so dimly. So I decided to just light an LED. There is a sketch that turns on and off the LEDs on this back row, the PWM pins, one at a time. So when it comes over to this one, it'll turn this one on. And it seems like there's nothing wrong with the output. It just seems like they put a really dim LED on pin 13, or they just used a really high resistance value in order to keep the current consumption down, because you are still limited on these Arduinos to 20 milliamps per pin. And so I'm guessing if you're robbing, 2 milliamps to light pin 13, then pin 13 is then limited to 18 additional milliamps. So just wanted to check that the outputs were good. The outputs are good. Last one in the haul here is this guy. So I have a love affair with RP2040s, as some of you know. So this is just a dual core RP2040 on it, but I think it is, the size of an Arduino Nano. So it has 133 megahertz clock. That's actually really good. RP2040 chip on it. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Oh, it has connectivity. Oh, that's interesting. That's good. 16 megs of flash, 256 kilobytes of SRAM. They got USB SPI squared CI squared SPIO. That's the state machine. UART, 5 volts in, 4.5 to 21 volts for the regular input, and operates at 3.3 volts. 22 digital pins, 20 PWM pins, 8 analog. That kind of puts this guy to shame, doesn't it? Just needs to be in the different form factor. And so let's open it up and see what you get with the RP2040. Really, I have to commend the Raspberry Pi Foundation for having designed the RP2040 silicon, because it is an incredible piece of kit. All right, so right off the bat, you get the same propaganda, which is good. It's positive propaganda, still propaganda. We have this conductive foam. Pretty rigid, actually. I like this stuff. Oh, it's got some cutouts for probably different stuff. Here is the chip itself. Okay, I don't know what I was expecting, but this is pretty neat. So it has more than just the RP2040 on here. I might need to do a close-up look at this. This is sort of as close as I can reasonably come. So first things first, it's got a micro USB. Really would like to see a USB-C at the price of these things. But I do understand that once it is designed, they don't change the designs for continuity's sake. But look at how dense this board is. That is insane. So the Wi-Fi is a little add-in board. I'll flip this up. I don't know if the focus will follow here. Let's see if I can get you nice and focused in. So as you can see, the Wi-Fi is actually sitting on an add-in board. So this is sitting on its own little board with its own little antenna, and it is soldered directly to the board itself. Is focus going to return? Maybe if I force it. There's our RP2040 chip right in the middle. It's got another chip here, which I presume is the memory, you know, the storage. And then it's got another chip here with a hole in it. Usually when you see a chip with a hole in it like that, that means that it's a barometric sensor. I will have a look and add it to the bottom of the video. But this is a densely packed board. Lots of stuff going on here. Really cool. Let's plug this in and see what it does. I'm going to try to do this without obliterating you guys, but it's really small work. So here it goes. In it goes. And I'm going to make sure the power bank is switched on. I couldn't find a long USB cable. There we go. We've got power on. Oh, we have an RGB LED flashing. See that down there? Is that a NeoPixel? Blue, green, bluish green, red, purpley, more colors off. Okay, so it does some stuff. So I guess the next step, also this doesn't come soldered. You do get the pins, it is included, but it does not come soldered. So when you want to make your project, you got to solder those pins on. And for the board with my favorite chip on it, the RP2040 Connect Nano, I have to say, this has been the most frustrating board to get a program on so far. You have to plug it into your USB. Then you have to short 2 pins over here. See this little white one? Well, the white one is the ground, and then the one in front of it, you short those 2 together, and then you press this button, and it brings up a USB interface, and then you can upload your code to it. Another thing, USB micro, not my favorite. Had to go dig out a cable for that as well. Another thing is there's no labels on the pins on this side. So when I soldered the pins, now every time I want to check out, you know, which pin I'm plugging into, I have to flip it upside down. And the last thing I'm going to complain about in this video is that the markings on here do not correspond to what GPIO pin it is. So you have to go look on the pinout diagram to see which GPIO in your code equates to which pin. Not a great experience. However, now I've got this 256 LED matrix, and let's go give it a shot. Turn this on, and as you can see, it is now working. So this is a NeoPixel. This is all happening through one data line, which is on GPIO 6, which is pin 13. So there you have it. And this will go and do patterns. I did try to lower the light level for you, but I can see that it's not quite working out as expected. Maybe this is better. This maybe. Can you see it? There we go. So yeah, it'll go through and snake all of its stuff. I think this one has been very frustrating to work with. I'll probably make a specific video complaining about its weaknesses, because it's stuff that if you didn't know, that would really ruin your day. So yeah, I'm trying to shield this so you can see. Well, that's it. So if you want to get any of these boards, I will put a link in the description. I do not have an affiliate scheme with Arduino, so I will link you to probably some Amazon listing if you want to pick them up. I picked these up directly from Arduino. They did not send this to me. I bought this with my own money, so I can say whatever I want about them. Not that I wouldn't either way. Thanks for watching. That Wi-Fi, it's still... Ow. Stab myself on the pin. It still says that it's